Hey everybody, another day, another video. If you like what you see and hear, consider liking, subbing, and ringing that bell, and comment. We like comments. Hey y'all, Alice Cooper. I just did an Alice Cooper not too long ago, but I'm going to do another one. Like it or not. This is from the Killer album. Now, the Killer album, I know real well. I was out in the Navy, and we were out to sea. And all I had was Alice Cooper. This album, I think, what else did I have? Seals and Crofts, Hummingbird, the Doobie Brothers. I think I had another one. Oh, a Uriah Heep, Sweet Freedom. And that was about all I had. And I used to work in what they called the oil. No, I was Oil King, they called it. And I used to test the water and make sure the tanks were all full and did all that kind of Navy stuff. And there was this little lab, this little room that I would have to go in and test things and make sure everything was cool and groovy as far as the water goes. And so I had my little music box in there, whatever it was. I don't even remember now. I guess it was cassettes I must have had. I don't know what else it could have been. It wasn't 8 tracks, so probably cassettes. CDs were way off in the future sometime. Anyway, so that's all I had. So needless to say, I know this album very well. And when you're out to sea for months and it's the only music you have, and I listened to it over and over, and I was fine with that. It didn't bother me too much. So anywho, but I did like this album. I like Alice Cooper anyway. I like the band. I said that on my last video. The band is like where it was at for me. So Under My Wheels, I'm going to do Then You Drive Me Nervous and the song Killer from the album Killer. So enough me yapping.
The telephone is ringing. You got me on the run. I'm driving in my car now, anticipating fun. I'm driving right up to you, babe. I guess that you couldn't see, yeah. But you were under my wheels, honey. Why don't you let me be? 'Cause when you call me on the telephone, say, take me to a show. And then I said, honey, I just can't go. Oh, lady said, I can't leave her home. Telephone is ringing. You got me on the run. I'm driving in my car now. I got you under my wheels. I got you under my wheels. I got you under my wheels.
Horns and all.
Telephone is ringing. You got me on the run. I'm driving in my car now. Anticipating fun.
I'd like to know who played horns on this.
To you, babe. I guess that you couldn't see, yeah. But you were under my wheels, honey. Why don't you let me be? Yeah. Got you under my wheels. Yeah. Got you under my wheels. Wheels. Got you under my
Oh, hell yeah. I love this stuff. So you can picture me sitting in my lab testing water in test tubes and all the little stuff and the pouring of the chemicals and listening to this stuff, getting it all wrong because I'm jamming out to Alice Cooper. Meanwhile, the water's going bad on the ship and the oil, we're running out of oil, and maybe we go dead in the water, and they blame me. Nah, never happened. You drive me nervous.
Yeah, you seem so civilized. Your mama's trying to run your life. Your daddy's trying to pick your wife. Oh no. Yeah, you run around with all that hair. They just don't like what's rags you wear. You say I'm gonna pack up my stuff, I'm gonna run away. And then she said, you drive me nervous, nervous. And then I said, you drive me nervous, nervous, nervous. You're out of state, you're thrown in jail. You ain't got the bread to pay the bail. And mom and papa comes up and says,
Honey, where's we fail?
and then it screams, you drive me nervous, nervous. And then I scream, you drive me nervous, nervous, nervous. You drive me nervous, you drive me nervous.
And back in those days, when I was listening to this kind of stuff, it wasn't real popular yet. I mean, Alice Cooper wasn't what everybody knows these days. You know, he's like this thing, you know, this big thing. Alice Cooper. And we know Alice Cooper as a person. At this time, it was known as a band. Yes, he took the name Alice Cooper as the front guy, but it was known, but you thought of them as the band, you know, that group. So it was kind of a secret, you know, it was our little secret that we knew this crazy person, Alice Cooper, in the band, and how awesome they were. And I couldn't imagine letting some older people hear this. It'd be like, but like, oh my God. But now it's a lot of older people listening to him, such as myself, for example. But anywho, so now we're going to do all, what did I say? Killer, the title track from the album. And it's a cool thing, but that kind of gets, the end is sort of drawn out with this kind of weird bunch of stuff. But what it is, if you don't know this, is he's going to the gallows. And so it's like this, you know, marching him off to the gallows, and eventually you hear it. And it took me a while, years ago, to realize that's what the sound was. That chicken, and then it sounds like flies buzzing or something. I don't know what if it's supposed to be flies buzzing, but that's what it's always sounded like to me. But it's like him dropping through the trap door, and so it was all that kind of stuff with Alice Cooper. So kind of hang in there, because it's like down, 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 down. If you've never heard this, of course, if you have, then ignore me. But it's cool. The beginning of the song is cool music, and cool music. And that's what we like, cool music. So, a killer. And that is the last track, fading into this one, all that screaming. Just so you know.
such a fate. I didn't really want to get involved in this thing. Someone handed me this gun and I gave it everything. Yeah, I gave it everything.
I came into this life, looked all around. I saw just what I liked and took what I found. Nothing came easy, nothing came free, and nothing came at all until they came after me.
Did I do to deserve such a fate? I wouldn't do to this thing. Someone
So would that be like people wailing and mourning this guy getting ready to get hung, and maybe that voice you heard was the priest giving him the last homina homina? Maybe. I don't know. Marching him up to the gallows. That's how I see if I could understand what he was saying. It might shed more light on what's actually going on. Because you just kind of picture like this entourage of people, you know, working their way up. And this guy, he knows it's over. But he has accepted his fate. Because he did some bad things. Apparently. Killer. name of the song. That's how I've always interpreted it for the past 50 years, so I don't want to learn the truth. I don't want to know that it's something totally different. I'll keep that in my head, and I'll believe that to be the truth. I mean, come on, with the drums and all, so very serious. Something about to happen, like a firing squad. See, now this I always took as, it's not, but flies buzzing. Into the void with you. Silence. That's the way I always thought about it whenever I listened to this. But I could be wrong. So if anybody else has a different interpretation, and that's kind of cool. Even with movies, sometimes you get things wrong, but yeah, your own interpretation can be pretty cool, even if it's totally wrong. Like I say, I don't want to know. I don't want, well, I do. If somebody else, what I would like, not necessarily, I don't want to know the truth, but I would like to hear what other people have to say, what they think was all going on here and what happened. It's like the Ballad of Dwight Fry on Love to Death, the album there. That's like a guy. He's in like not a prison. He's in like a mental ward, apparently. You know, and he stole some girls' toys or something. I'd have to hear it again because it's been so many years since I've heard that. The Ballad of Dwight Fry, yeah. But Alice Cooper seemed to have those stories, those strange little, whatever it is. I was going to say epitaph, but that's not right. Little somethings. There's a word for stories in on his albums. Like Dead Baby or $1 Billion Babies. I think that has one too. Can't think of what it is offhand, but I think that one does too. Anyway, folks, that's it. Alice Cooper and 3 songs from the Killer album: Under My Wheels, You Drive Me Nervous, and the title track, Killer. And I'm not sure about the date on this. It's like 70. Well, geez, it had to have been around 71 or 72 because I was listening to it about that time. 73. Right in there somewhere. All right, folks. Thanks for dropping by, and come and see us again sometime.